All right, one of the first video lectures that we need to cover that is a talk track piece is bridging and connecting, or what is bridging and connecting, what does it mean, and why it's important. Well, in the simplest terms, bridging means to train or sing seamlessly from the chest voice through the vocal break. For men, that tends to be around E or E flat 4. For women, it tends to be around B or B flat 4. It's not absolute, but in general terms. Again, to bridge means to phonate, train, or sing from the chest voice through the vocal break and into the head voice in a seamless, smooth, convincing way, without pushing, without choking at the vocal break, without chirping and instability issues, all right? This would be an example of me bridging from my chest voice through my vocal break, somewhere around E, E flat, F, F4, into my head voice. I do another one. May all day and may yay! All right. The second one had better narrowing on it. Watch the narrowing lecture, and you'll understand more about what that is. But that is bridging. You see how my voice, my siren, had a seamless connection from the chest voice down here, where things are intuitive and it's kind of easy, frankly, or easier, through the vocal break, where we all tend to get yodeling or instability problems, and into the head voice smoothly. All right? For the purpose of making sure that the audience gets the impression or the illusion that your vocal range is one connected voice. And in some sense, it is one connected voice, especially once you get advanced at the bridging and connecting techniques. As you become more advanced in this training program and get stronger and more coordinated, it really is one voice, okay? But early on, in the beginning, for you beginners, you're gonna feel, most likely, a big difference between the low voice and the high voice, and in the middle there's going to be this pesky, nasty vocal break thing that's going to possibly frustrate you, all right? So the ability to get through that without it breaking and having instability, but to sound nice and seamless, is what we call bridging, all right? Now, a point about bridging that's important. The experience of the voice breaking up or having instability issues or choking and pushing through the vocal break, through the passaggio. By the way, there's a more formal word for vocal break. We call it passaggio. It means passage in Italian, okay? This experience of struggling through the passaggio, all right, is not something that's unique only to you. And you need to understand that. It's not just your problem. If you thought that, I have some good news for you in a way. It's the same problem that everybody has. Me, Barbara Streisand, Bruno Mars, Jeff Tate. Doesn't matter who you are, Luciano Pavarotti, we all singers have to contend and deal with this vocal break, the passaggio, and learn how to get through it smoothly, all right? Now, connecting means once you have bridged through the vocal break, through the passaggio, and are now training or singing in the head voice, connecting means that that head voice position is not this. Something that's weak and windy and doesn't have any musculature infrastructure to it, has no stability to it. To connect means once we get the bridging done, and that's executed properly, it means to get in the head voice position and for it to sound huge, boomy, convincing. For the head voice to blend and sound like the chest voice, for the illusion of one voice to the listener and the audience. In order to get that to happen, you have to be able to bridge and connect. So this is bridging without connecting. Again, may. All right? Now, I want to be clear on something. That's a good bridge, okay? The definition of a good bridge does not include it has to connect and sound cool. It doesn't have to sound cool, all right? I mean, we're going to very quickly get to the things that need to sound cool, sure. But right now, philosophically, on a basic explanation of bridging and connecting, to get an A+, or to have a great bridge, it does not have to sound big and boomy and connected in the head voice. All right? So this is a great bridge. Nice smooth transitions from my passaggio. And yet, we both agree that head voice note was a little windy, a little bit weak, and falsetto-ish, all right? Well, we want to change that, of course. So that's where the training techniques in the 4 pillars of singing come into play, your practice, your commitment to this training that'll help you to be able to bridge and connect in the head voice, all right? Now, it's important to make a big deal about bridging and connecting because in a sense, that's what great vocal technique should be a lot about. It's not everything, for sure, but if we're looking down at 60,000 feet and we're looking down at all the important things in vocal technique that you should be getting in a voice lesson or you should expect from this training program or any good training program, at the very, very top, kind of the pyramid capstone, the very top might be the ability to bridge and connect smoothly and seamlessly, right? The ability to bridge and connect means that you no longer push and choke. You have absolute true freedom of your voice, all right? You can move around, you're nimble, you have flexibility. 2, the ability to bridge and connect, for sure, as I think you all know, means you have range. That when you sing, it's not only just chest voice sound colors, which people tend to be a little bit more familiar with, but you can also get to the higher notes and sing higher notes. And let's face it, singing high notes is important in every genre. The high note, so to speak, adds excitement and thrill to the singer's interpretation. So being able to have expansive range and being able to get the freedom to move around is super important for all singers in all styles. And as far as vocal training programs are concerned, if you're not learning about bridging and connecting, if nobody's talking to you about the importance of bridging and connecting, and you're not given techniques and training content and books and explanations about the importance of being able to bridge and build one seamless voice, then in my personal opinion, you're wasting your time. But obviously you're not wasting your time now because you're in the 4 pillars of singing and you're a customer and a student of our program. But my point is, bridging and connecting, or the ability to do that as a singer, is like 80% of the point of what we're doing. This is, in a way, teaching people how to bridge and connect is what I do for a living. All the onsets and the workflows and the vowels and the vocal modes and the things that you're going to be learning about in this program and that are in the book, a lot of that is there to facilitate the objective of being able to have a seamless voice that doesn't push, doesn't choke, doesn't yodel, doesn't have instability problems, and sounds huge and big on the top and expands your range, right? So that's what bridging and connecting means. And as a student of the 4 Pillars of Singing program, you are a student of bridging and connecting, all right? It is important, and I wish you the best luck and success on your journey going to the next lesson.